Do you ever grab a handful of crackers or chips, thinking it's just a harmless snack? Well, for those of us over 50, that quick, crunchy treat might be hiding some serious risks. It's not just about the calories. Many popular brands are packed with excessive sodium, unhealthy industrial oils, and saturated fats that can put a strain on our bodies. As we get older, our hearts and kidneys become more vulnerable. If you're already managing blood pressure or cholesterol, a salty processed snack can work against your medications, leading to issues like leg swelling or sudden blood pressure spikes. That's why today, we're diving deep. We'll expose 9 common crackers and chips you should definitely steer clear of. But don't worry, I won't leave you hanging. I'll also share 2 fantastic, safer alternatives that still give you that satisfying crunch without compromising your health. Ready to protect your well-being? Let's get started. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-diving into the pantry to uncover some hidden truths about snacks that many of us grew up with and still enjoy. While they seem harmless, some of these old favorites might be quietly working against your health, especially if you're over 50. Let's get started. First up, one of the most familiar names, Ritz crackers. Those little buttery rounds are pure nostalgia, right? They remind us of childhood, parties, or just a quick, comforting snack. The packaging promises a light, flaky texture and that signature buttery flavor. But let's look closer. A serving of just 5 crackers has around 130 milligrams of sodium. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but be honest, who actually stops at 5. Most of us grab a whole sleeve, or at least a big handful, which can easily push your sodium intake to 300 or 400 milligrams in one go. For seniors, especially those already managing blood pressure, that's enough to cause noticeable spikes or fluid retention. The fat source is another concern. Ritz often uses palm oil and other industrial vegetable oils. While they're not trans fats, they are saturated fats that can contribute to raising LDL, or bad cholesterol, over time. For anyone over 50 dealing with stiffening arteries or heart conditions, this seemingly small daily habit can accelerate plaque buildup. Then there's the fact that they're highly processed. To stay crispy on the shelf for months, Ritz crackers contain stabilizers and refined flours. For older adults, whose liver and kidneys might already be working hard processing medications, adding more of these chemicals just increases that burden. So, here's my advice. If you love Ritz, enjoy them as an occasional treat, not a daily go-to. Always portion out a small serving into a bowl instead of eating from the sleeve. And try pairing them with something nutritious, like a slice of avocado or a bit of hummus, to balance things out. I've had patients tell me, I only had a few crackers, and then wonder why their blood pressure is up. It turns out, a few often means 2 or 3 servings, and that sodium really does matter. Next on our list, Pringles, that iconic tube, those perfectly stacked crisps, and that slogan, once you pop, you can't stop. That slogan is dangerously accurate, and that's the problem. Unlike traditional chips made from sliced potatoes, Pringles are engineered from dried potato flakes, starches, and refined flours. What you're eating isn't just potato, salt, and oil. It's a highly processed formula. One of the biggest concerns here is a chemical called acrylamide, which forms when starchy foods are cooked at high temperatures like frying. Food safety agencies, including the FDA, have flagged acrylamide as a potential carcinogen. While one snack won't hurt you, long-term, repeated exposure can increase health risks. Seniors, whose bodies may have a harder time detoxifying chemicals, are especially vulnerable. Pringles also pack a sodium punch, about 150 milligrams per small serving. But again, a casual session in front of the TV can easily turn into half a can, which means you're consuming 400 to 600 milligrams of sodium without even thinking about it. For anyone over 50, that can cause fluid retention, higher blood pressure, and even dizziness, which increases the risk of a fall. So, my advice, if you love the crunch of Pringles, practice strict portion control. Pour a small handful into a bowl and put that can away. Better yet, swap them for homemade baked potato slices or air-popped chips, where you control the salt and oil. I had a patient who loved his nightly Pringles habit. Over time, his blood pressure kept creeping up despite his medication. Once he switched to lightly salted, homemade baked chips, his numbers improved significantly. Sometimes the problem isn't what we eat once in a while. It's what we eat every single day without realizing it. Finally, let's talk about Wheat Thins, a snack that cleverly markets itself as a healthier choice. The box shows golden wheat, uses words like whole grain, and makes you feel like you're doing something good for yourself. But that image doesn't quite match the reality. Yes, some varieties do contain whole grains, which is great, but they also come with added sugars, refined oils, and a surprising amount of sodium. A single serving of just 11 to 16 crackers can have over 200 milligrams of sodium and 4 to 5 grams of sugar. And again, most people don't stop there. Mindless snacking can easily double or triple that amount. For seniors, this is where the trouble starts. The extra sodium can spike blood pressure, even if you're taking your medication. The added sugar makes blood glucose harder to control, a real problem for anyone with prediabetes or diabetes. I had a patient in her 70s who switched from chips to Wheat Thins, thinking it was a healthy swap, but she was eating them straight from the box and finishing half of it at a time. Her blood pressure and blood sugar levels were all over the place. Once we started portioning her snacks into a small bowl and chose a lower sodium cracker, her numbers stabilized. She still gets her crunchy snack, but without the hidden risks. So, if you enjoy Wheat Thins, read the label carefully. Look for versions with no added sugar and the lowest sodium. And please, never eat directly from the box. Portion a serving into a bowl. Better yet, try some whole grain low sodium crackers that give you fiber and crunch without the health consequences. Next up are the famous Lay's classic potato chips. Oh, crispy golden brown. It's the taste of childhood picnics and summer barbecues. It's familiar, comforting, and let's be real, dangerously easy to overeat. But here's the hard truth. A single 1-ounce serving, which is about 15 chips, packs around 140 to 170 milligrams of sodium. That might not sound terrible, but who honestly stops at just 15 chips? Most of us grab a few handfuls, especially while watching TV. That quickly doubles or triples the sodium. For seniors aiming for about 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day due to high blood pressure or heart medications, one casual snack can eat up a huge chunk of that daily allowance. But it's not just the salt. Lay's are fried in vegetable oils like corn, canola, or sunflower oil. These are high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6 isn't bad on its own, but our modern diets are often overloaded with it and lack omega-3 south, the good fats from fish or flaxseed. This imbalance can increase inflammation in the body, leading to more joint pain, swelling, and cardiovascular stress issues many older adults are already dealing with. I remember a retired teacher in his late 60s who loved Lay's so much he'd buy the party-size bags. He didn't realize that finishing half a bag in an afternoon was adding over 500 milligrams of sodium and a heavy dose of inflammatory oils to his system. His ankles started swelling, and his blood pressure readings crept up. Once we swapped the chips for air-popped popcorn and portioned unsalted nuts, his swelling went down and he had more energy. So, if you love Lay's, treat them as a rare treat, not a daily habit. A great rule is to never eat straight from the bag. Portion out a small handful and put the bag away. Better yet, try baked chips, air-popped popcorn, or even roasted chickpeas for that satisfying crunch without the risk. It's about protecting your heart and joints so you can stay active and independent. Next, let's talk about Cheetos. Those little orange squares have been a staple in lunchboxes and late-night snack bowls for decades. They seem harmless, crisp, cheesy, and fun. But for older adults, they carry hidden risks. One serving of about 27 crackers contains around 230 milligrams of sodium. That's already a significant slice of the daily limit for anyone managing blood pressure or kidney health. And again, the real trap is portion control. A couple of handfuls can easily push your sodium intake toward 500 milligrams or more. For someone on blood pressure medication, that extra salt can make the medicine less effective. Then there's the ingredient list. Cheez-Its are made with refined white flour, processed cheese, and preservatives to keep them shelf-stable. This combination adds saturated fat and chemicals that your liver and kidneys have to work hard to process. For older adults who may already be taking multiple medications, this adds an extra burden on their organs over time. I had a 72-year-old patient who kept Cheez-Its by her recliner as her comfort snack. She didn't realize that her nightly habit was contributing to her swollen ankles and stubbornly high blood pressure. When she swapped them for seed-based crackers paired with hummus, her swelling improved, and her doctor was able to reduce her medication. The advice here is similar. If you enjoy Cheez-Its, measure a portion into a bowl. Even better, look for whole grain, low-sodium crackers made with healthier oils like olive or avocado oil. These simple swaps can protect your health without sacrificing that satisfying crunch. Finally, let's tackle Doritos, those neon orange triangles that scream flavor and leave that signature dust on your fingers. They're bold, addictive, and let's face it, pretty fun to eat. But for older adults, they can be a trap. A single serving of nacho cheese Doritos, about 11 chips, has around 210 milligrams of sodium. But again, who stops at 11? 2 or 3 servings later, you could have easily consumed over 600 milligrams of sodium. For seniors on blood pressure medication, this can cause fluid retention and dangerous spikes in blood pressure. Beyond the salt, there are the flavor enhancers. Many Doritos varieties contain MSG, or monosodium glutamate. While most people handle it fine, some, especially those with heart conditions, might experience headaches, flushing, or even heart palpitations. I've had patients who noticed their heart racing after eating a bag of Doritos, mistaking it for stress when it was actually food-triggered. And let's not forget the oils. They are fried in industrial oils, high in those inflammatory omega-6 south, which can worsen arthritis, pain, and joint stiffness. I recall a 68-year-old man who loved his Doritos during football games. Over time, his blood pressure rose, and his arthritis got worse. Once he swapped the Doritos for baked tortilla chips with fresh salsa, his blood pressure improved, and his joints felt less stiff. So, if you must have Doritos, keep them for very rare occasions. Never eat from the bag, portion them out. A fantastic alternative is to make your own. Slice whole corn tortillas, spritz them with olive oil, and bake until crisp. Season with herbs instead of salt, and you've got a crunchy, satisfying snack without the chemical load. Remember, the goal isn't to deprive yourself of everything you enjoy. It's about making smart, informed choices that protect your health for the long run. A few simple swaps can make a world of difference. We're going to talk about 3 incredibly popular snacks that might be lurking in your pantry right now. Goldfish, Sun Chips, and Cheetos. They seem harmless, right? Well, for older adults, these familiar favorites can hide some serious health risks. Let's get into it. First up, Goldfish. Those smiling little crackers show up everywhere, from kids' lunchboxes to office snack bowls. They look so innocent and comforting. But beneath that cheerful mascot, there are hidden risks, especially for seniors. Remember back in 2018, Goldfish products were part of a voluntary recall due to potential salmonella contamination from a whey powder supplier. While no widespread illness was reported, it was a wake-up call. When you eat mass-produced snacks, your health depends on the entire supply chain. For older adults with weaker immune systems, even a minor contamination can lead to a severe infection or even hospitalization. Nutritionally, Goldfish don't fare much better. A single serving is packed with refined white flour, added oils, and over 250 milligrams of sodium. And let's be real, who stops at just one serving? A handful here and there while watching TV can easily double or triple that sodium load. For anyone managing high blood pressure or kidney issues, that's enough to counteract the benefits of their medication. I once had a patient, a 72-year-old grandmother, who always kept Goldfish at home for the grandkids, but she admitted to snacking on them herself. Over time, her blood pressure crept up. Her kidney specialist advised her to cut back on high-sodium snacks. Once she switched to unsalted rice crackers and fresh fruit, her kidney function stabilized, and her swelling went down. So, if you enjoy Goldfish, stick to single-serving packs and check for recall notices. Better yet, swap them for plain whole grain crackers or unsalted nuts. Next, let's talk about Sun Chips. At first glance, they seem like a healthier choice. The bag says whole grain, and they have a heartier crunch than regular potato chips. Many of my patients have told me, I switched to Sun Chips because I thought they were better for my heart. And yes, while they do have some whole grains, they're not a free pass. A single serving of about 15 chips contains anywhere from 110 to 200 milligrams of sodium, depending on the flavor. Again, who stops at just 15 chips? A couple of handfuls can quietly load you up with 400 to 500 milligrams of sodium, almost a third of the daily recommended limit for many seniors. Then there's the oil. Sun Chips are fried in vegetable oils like corn and sunflower oil. These are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which, in excess, can actually increase inflammation in the body. For older adults dealing with arthritis or heart disease, that can mean more joint pain and cardiovascular stress. So, what's the move? If you love sun chips, portion them out in a small bowl instead of eating from the bag. Pairing them with hummus or a yogurt dip can help blunt the salt hit. An even better swap: try baked whole grain crackers or air-popped popcorn. You'll still get that satisfying crunch without sabotaging your health. Finally, we have Cheetos, that neon orange dust, the iconic crunch. It's pure nostalgia. But for seniors, Cheetos can be one of the most harmful snacks out there. A single ounce that's about 21 pieces has nearly 250 milligrams of sodium. A couple of handfuls, and you're suddenly at 500 to 600 milligrams. For anyone on blood pressure medication, that kind of sodium spike can cause swelling, dizziness, or even make their meds less effective. And it's not just the salt. That bright orange dust is a cocktail of artificial food dyes, flavor enhancers, and processed oils. Dyes like yellow 6 have been flagged by health agencies for potential long-term risks, including inflammation. The ultra-processed oils used to make them are high in those inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids we talked about, which is like adding fuel to the fire for conditions like arthritis. My advice: treat Cheetos as a rare indulgence. If you must have them, measure out a small portion. A fantastic alternative is air-popped popcorn, seasoned with a little olive oil and a sprinkle of real Parmesan cheese. You get the crunch and flavor without the chemical load, so there you have it. Making small smart swaps in the snack aisle can make a huge difference in managing your health as you age. It's all about being mindful of what's really inside that bag. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're looking for snacks that are both delicious and heart-friendly, especially as we get older, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about two fantastic alternatives to those salty processed crackers and chips that can wreak havoc on our blood pressure. First up, a safe choice that I absolutely love: Blue Diamond Almond Nut Thins. If you crave that satisfying crunch but need to watch your heart, these are one of the best options out there. A single serving has only about 55 to 115 milligrams of sodium, depending on the flavor. Plus, there are no artificial dyes or those nasty hydrogenated oils. They're made with rice flour and almonds, which means you're getting healthy fats, magnesium, and even a bit of protein. Almonds are a superstar for seniors because they support brain function and heart health. I actually had a patient, a 72-year-old woman with high blood pressure, who made a simple switch. She traded her daily Ritz crackers for these nut thins. After just 3 months, her blood pressure was more stable, and she even told me she didn't feel as bloated anymore. It's amazing what a small change can do. A great way to enjoy them is to measure out a single serving into a small bowl and pair it with some hummus, low-sodium turkey slices, or even a plain Greek yogurt dip. You get all the crunch and satisfaction without the blood pressure spike. Next on our list is another winner: Late July Organic Sea Salt Multigrain Chips. These prove you don't have to give up flavor to be healthy. With only around 65 milligrams of sodium per serving, they are way lower than most mainstream chip brands. They're made with a blend of organic corn, brown rice, quinoa, millet, and seeds, which gives you a great source of fiber and steady, lasting energy. The health benefits here are fantastic. The whole grains and seeds are great for digestion, help stabilize your blood sugar, and can even help reduce cholesterol. And because they're organic, you're avoiding a lot of pesticides and synthetic additives, which is really important for older adults whose bodies might have a harder time processing toxins. I often recommend these to my older patients who tell me they miss their Doritos or Sun Chips. One gentleman in his late 60s was so surprised that just a small bowl of these with some salsa kept him full all afternoon, unlike his old habit of mindlessly eating half a bag of flavored chips. So, how can you enjoy them? Just stick to a single serving. Pair them with some fresh guacamole or hummus for a bit of extra protein. You'll get that flavor and fiber you want without any of the hidden risks. I hope these suggestions help you find some new, healthy favorites. Making smart snack choices is a powerful way to take care of your health. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on living a long and healthy life. Hey everyone, let's talk about snacks. So many of you have asked if you have to give up crackers and chips completely. The answer is no, but there's a catch. The key is making smart choices and, of course, portion control. You see, not all chips are created equal. Some are just packed with salt, unhealthy oils, and weird additives that are tough on your heart and kidneys. But don't worry, there are better options out there. Think brands like Blue Diamond Nut Thins or Late July multigrain chips. They let you get that satisfying crunch without derailing your health goals. So here's my simple advice. Always read the nutrition label. Look for short ingredient lists, and enjoy your snacks in moderation. Try pairing them with something like hummus or a slice of avocado to keep your blood sugar stable. Making these small, smart choices every day really adds up. If you found this tip helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Thanks for watching, and let's get healthier together.